I think it's dangerous because I don't taste the alcohol. You've made a cocktail well on the first try.
On the first try, you... Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt and I'm a whiskey nerd.
I'm Rose and I'm a whiskey noob.
And this week we're going to be making an Amaretto Whiskey Sour.
Alright, I'm not a huge fan of whiskey sours, but I do like this. So whatever this goes into, I will probably like it.
Yeah, like Rose, you typically don't like a whiskey sour. I've made a lot of whiskey sours. It's my kind of favourite family of cocktails, and you generally find it to be too sour.
Yeah, unless it's like a lemonade kind of sour, that I'm into, but other sours I'm like,
But you had Disaronno when we made the almond old fashioned.
Yes.
And you quite like that because it's very sweet.
Yes.
So this time we're going to be making an almond whiskey sour or an Amaretto Whiskey Sour. Now we're not going to be using just Amaretto, we're using Jeffrey Morgenthaler's recipe. You don't know who Jeffrey Morgenthaler is?
That? Is he the guy in The Walking Dead? Jeffrey Morgan? Is that a person?
No, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is an actor. Jeffrey Morgenthaler is a bartender.
Well, you could be an actor and a bartender.
Yeah, you could. So Jeffrey Morgenthaler is kind of like one of these legendary bartenders. He's created loads of kind of modern twists on these classic cocktails. And so for this, he doesn't use just Amaretto. He uses Amaretto and Bourbon.
Okay.
As well as a little bit of sugar syrup, some lemon juice, freshly squeezed, and some Angostura bitters, and some egg white to kind of really round out the cocktail.
There's a lot going into this cocktail.
It's a lot, but I think it's a good cocktail.
Okay, let's see if it's worth it.
Yeah. So this is a shake and drink, but what we're going to do first is we're actually going to separate the egg yolk from the egg white because we do need an egg white for this cocktail.
I never really understood, like, one, how to do that. Two, why can't you have, like, the yellow bit?
Well, you don't need the yellow bit, and the egg white itself is what gives you that foam. Oh. So the easy way to do this is just to kind of crack your egg and pour the egg yolk between the two halves of the shell, and it separates itself out pretty easily, like that.
That was actually a lot easier and quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's actually, once you get the hang of doing that, it's very easy. We only need about 15 ml, so we'll be measuring that off now in a second.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And if you are vegan or if you don't actually like using egg whites, you can use something like this. It's a fee foam. It's just kind of a vegan or like a non-egg alternative.
Or if you can't crack an egg.
Or if you can't crack an egg. So it basically gives you a bit of foam. I think though it doesn't give you the richness that you get, the kind of dense, kind of rich mouthfeel you get from the egg white, so I'll be using the egg white.
Okie dokes.
Okay. And then we're just going to get a shaker tin.
Yes.
I'm going to cup in a nice rock of ice.
Yeah. Anything with shaker tins. He has
job
to do. My hands get way too cold, and I can't open them afterwards.
Yeah, and we're going to start with our egg white, because that can be sometimes a little bit tricky. So we're going to go in with 15 ml of egg white. See? There we go, went in a bit too much.
Oh, it's goopy!
Yeah, that's about 15 ml. And then we're just going to follow it up with all of our ingredients. So we're going to go in 1.5 ounces of Disaronno. That's an Amaretto. I'm going to go in here with 1.5 ounces. So Amaretto is the kind of main spirit in this.
It's so good.
It's really nice and rich.
Sweet. It's almondy. It's so nice.
Yeah. I'm going to follow that up with then 1 ounce of our bourbon. I'm using Buffalo Trace. It's good bourbon, very nice, full of flavour, easy to use, and you don't feel guilty using it in a cocktail. That's 1 ounce of that.
It's got buffalo on it.
It does, yes. Has a buffalo on it. Next, we're only going to be using about 5 ml of sugar syrup because
this is sweet, right?
It's very sweet. Yes.
Aha! I listen on occasion.
On occasion, she does.
Rare
listen.
occasion.
So we're going to go in with just about 5 ml, which is about a bar spoon of sugar syrup. Yeah, and then we're going to go in with about 22.5, so 3/4 of an ounce. It doesn't have to be completely precise, but about 22.5 ml, if you can get it, of lemon juice. And then lastly, just 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Add a nice bit of flavour. And then shake it up for about 20 to 30 seconds. Now, some people will need to do a dry shake on this to get a good head of foam. I'm able to do it without that, but if you find yourself you can't get a good head of foam in a cocktail, shake it without the ice and then shake it with the ice and you'll get a really good head of foam on the cocktail.
Cool.
Right? Okay, did you see that nice layer of condensation on it?
Yeah.
That's how you know it's chilled.
I want to know if it's foamy or not.
I did say I could get a good head of foam.
You did without the dry shake?
Smell that. Do you smell the almond coming out?
Ooh, that smells nice.
Yeah, so
but does it taste nice?
Yeah, so we're going to get our nice cool glass. We're going to double strain it.
Double strain.
Just in case there's any bits of like lemon, kind of the seeds of the middle bit in the middle of it.
Because he does squeeze the lemons.
Oh.
Oh, that's very like a Georgia peach kind of color. It's beautiful.
And that's going to settle now. We'll get a nice head on top.
I will say it does look like there's some nice foam because it like has to come up from the bottom a bit, right?
Yes.
Oh, there's a gradient.
Yeah, it'll settle now over the next kind of 20-30 seconds. And while it does, we're going to use our little garnish. Just a very simple peel of lemon. Just spray that. So when you do that, you spray the oils over the top. Get a nice kind of bit of an aroma.
Because this isn't something like your taste only starts with your smell, so if you can get the smell going, then that will like amplify the taste, right?
Yeah, so you kind of, as you bring it up to your mouth, you're gonna get that kind of lemon oils over the top. You're gonna get that smell, and then you're gonna get hit with the almond once you taste it.
Yeah.
And then the bourbon should come through at the end.
This actually looks really nice. Like we actually went to like a fancy cocktail bar and someone made this, but you just made it at home.
Yeah, I've been making cocktails for a while now.
I know, I like to drink them.
You'd swear she never actually understood how, making cocktails works.
No, I'm up there, over there, somewhere. Cocktails just appear.
Okay, now that has a very nice, clear kind of head on top of it.
Yeah.
I think it's about as settled as it's going to get, so...
It's beautiful.
Do you want to go in for it?
Yeah, let's do this. Now, it's supposed to be a sour.
A sour, yeah, but it will be quite sweet because the amount of Disaronno in there, the bourbon, the bit of sugar syrup.
Ooh! I like it.
Good. Is it the first
It's
sour
not
you
that
like?
sour. Oh wait, no, there's a little smidgen at the end of sour. But it's mostly like a pleasant sweetness, not like, oh, I've just eaten candy kind of sweet. But like, I think maybe this popping up, and maybe if there's any natural sweetness from this.
Yeah, so the bourbon's going to give you kind of caramelly, nice, rich sweetness. The Disaronno is going to give you that kind of candied caramel, not caramel, like candied almonds, that kind of nice. If you've tasted a candied almond, you know what it tastes like. So it gives you that kind of deep, kind of brown sugar sweetness.
I think it's dangerous because I don't taste the alcohol. I only taste really nice, like sweet almond, hidden sour. I don't taste alcohol.
Yeah. Now it's not too bad. Like Disaronno, I think it's only 28. So it's only 28%, and most of this is 28%, and there's only 1 ounce of bourbon.
Okay.
So it's not going to be too strong. It's just going to be nice.
But if you're like, let me get another one of these. Oh, this is nice, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute.
You could definitely pound these back because it's not too bitter. It doesn't kind of make your mouth dry out. So would you change that?
No.
No.
No
Okay.
changes. You've made a cocktail well on the first try.
On the first try, you.
Well, since you don't need to make this again, I think I'll enjoy this one. But on second thought, maybe you can make one more or two more, just like this. So
Just like that? Just for you?
Later.
For later.
For
Okay.
later.
Yeah. We put out new cocktail recipes every Friday and new whiskey reviews every Wednesday. So if you subscribe, you will see them all. I think she's going to keep enjoying this one. So we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Sláinte.